What's up, gamers? Today, I want to chat with you about Nintendo and Palworld, specifically Nintendo's lawsuit against Palworld's developer, PocketPair. After Nintendo officially filed the lawsuit, the internet exploded with opinions. Some said Palworld was doomed, others claimed Nintendo was just settling old scores. Most discussion centered around Palworld copying Pokémon's ideas and Nintendo's strongest legal team in the Eastern Hemisphere going on the attack again. But honestly, I think there's more to this story. Like why Nintendo is suing now, why they're suing for patent infringement instead of other reasons, and why I think Nintendo should lose, though it's highly unlikely. First, let's briefly recap what happened. In January this year, Japanese developer PocketPair released a game called Palworld. This under-the-radar game quickly became a hit, blending gameplay elements that went viral globally. And the most obvious inspiration it drew from was Nintendo's famous IP, Pokémon. Visually, you can almost see Pokémon's shadow in every character design in Palworld. The CEO of PocketPair even openly expressed his admiration for AI-generated art, leaving little doubt that they blatantly copied Pokémon's visual style. Plus, the design of characters throwing Pokeballs in Palworld is strikingly similar to Pokémon. Some players jokingly called it Pokémon with guns, and even modified the main character model to look like Ash, making it hard to distinguish who the real Pokémon was. Alright, jokes aside, Palworld copied Pokémon, that's undeniable. For many Pokémon fans, this high level of similarity is solid evidence for Nintendo's lawsuit against Palworld and its developer. But the truth is, Nintendo didn't make much noise for most of the year. Just when we thought Nintendo might have dropped the idea of suing Palworld, the news broke. It's clear that Nintendo hasn't given up on suing Palworld and PocketPair. But as I said in my previous video, similarities in game models and appearances are hard to legally classify as copying or infringement. Especially since Palworld heavily relies on AI-generated art. Even though most players say it's copying, it's still a gray area in current legal terms. At the same time, the gameplay elements in Palworld that resemble Pokémon can't be used as a point of attack for Nintendo. I'm no expert, but we have ready examples to prove this point: Genshin Impact and The Legend of Zelda. Just looking at the map design of Genshin Impact 1.0, Nintendo had plenty of reasons to sue miHoYo, but that didn't happen. So, the question is, after laying low for half a year, what reason did Nintendo use to sue Palworld? Nintendo's lawsuit isn't directly about copyright, it's about accusing Palworld of infringing on multiple patents. Yes, you heard that right, patents. Remember the action in Palworld where you throw a ball to catch monsters? According to the Japanese government, that's Nintendo's patent. Okay, I bet you're as surprised as I am. Why can a simple ball-throwing action be patented? Only the Japanese government and Nintendo know. Considering Nintendo's legal team's track record and their preparation over the past 6 months, they're likely to have the upper hand legally. PocketPair might end up paying a huge settlement for an out-of-court settlement, which would be a disaster for a small company. Honestly, I have mixed and contradictory feelings about this beef between Nintendo and PocketPair. On one hand, Palworld did a great job blending gameplay elements, meeting the needs of many player groups, and its commercial success was inevitable. But during its development, they used quite a few underhanded tactics. If such behavior isn't stopped or punished, AI will bring players more degraded copies in the future, and the innovative gaming industry will lose its innovation. On the other hand, I don't want Nintendo to win this lawsuit, even though it's unlikely. You might think this idea is crazy, but I'll say it, Nintendo and PocketPair aren't that different. The first generation of Pokémon clearly borrowed heavily from Dragon Quest. Nintendo has no moral high ground to accuse others. In this mess, I see one robber accusing another robber. That might sound extreme, but I really think so. Besides, the Japanese government standards for patent applications are quite confusing. The ball-throwing capture action isn't rare, it's almost common sense in hunting. Yet, Nintendo patented this common sense and used it to extort and threaten small companies, greatly limiting the development of other game companies and even the industry. When you think about it, both Nintendo and the Japanese government seem ridiculous. Although I'm not planning to support either side, I'll still keep an eye on the lawsuit's developments. If Nintendo wins, more big companies will follow their lead and apply for patents from the government, using the government and patents as shields to ensure their IP's monopoly in the industry, killing potential and innovative small companies in the cradle. If Nintendo loses, AI might completely fall into the gray area of the gaming industry, spawning more copying issues. In short, regardless of the outcome, this lawsuit will have a profound impact on the gaming industry's future development.